everyone, and welcome to Chicago Stadium for Game 5 in the best-of-7 series between the Chicago Bulls and the Philadelphia 76ers. The Bulls could win it tonight. If they win, they will win this series and go on to meet the Detroit Pistons in the Eastern Conference semifinals. If Philadelphia wins it, they send it back to Philadelphia for a 6th game. Hi, everybody. I'm Pete Van Wieren. Happy to be with you tonight from Chicago. You know, only 4 times in the history of the NBA has a team come back from a 3-1 deficit. Philadelphia trying to do that. And before the game, we spoke to Charles Barkley and Jimmy Lydum.
You know, when you get in this situation, teams have a tendency to say, well, it's over with. We can't win 3 in a row. And we can't think like we got to win 3 in a row. We just got to win tonight.
The key thing now is to take this thing 1 game at a time. You know, if you look at, well, we have to win 3 in a row. All you can control tonight is winning the game here in Chicago. So I think we're focused. I think we'll come out and play well.
It is noise you can literally feel here at Chicago Stadium. Here are the lineups. First for the visiting Philadelphia 76ers. It's do or die for them tonight. Barkley, Mahorn, Jaminski, Hawkins, and Dawkins. You've already seen the 5 starters tonight for Chicago. Stacey King starting ahead of Scottie Pippen tonight. Our officials for tonight's game: Jack Madden, Jess Kersey, and Paul Mihalik. And we are set to go for Game 5 in this best-of-7 set. The Bulls win it. They meet Detroit. Philadelphia wins it. It goes back to Philadelphia. And the Sixers will have a chance to score first. Dawkins matched up against Paxson. Looking inside for Barkley. Barkley draws the double team as he has throughout this series, and that has given him some problems. They find Hersey Hawkins open. It won't go for him. Rebound, Rick Mahorn. Mahorn going over King. That comes up short. Mahorn pulls it away again. Going back to the basket, and the ball stripped away, but it still belongs to Philadelphia.
Yeah, he can help them in that area.
Dawkins was banged up early in the series. Had an ankle problem. Kind of got in the way with the travel there. Jaminski will launch one. That won't go. Barkley clears. Sixers have controlled the ball for almost a full minute and finally get 2 points out of it. Philadelphia has gotten every rebound in the first minute and a half of this game. There's the double team coming over. Jaminski picks up the loose ball, puts it home. Mike Jaminski. Stacey King runs right past Mahorn. Couldn't get it to fall. Another Philadelphia rebound. Down to Charles. Charles Barkley with 4. It's a 6-0 run to open the game for the Sixers.
Chicago has been the guys that have played secondary roles, and if they can get Horace Grant involved, that makes a big difference.
They just did.
People cutting to the hoop. We see Stacey King got double-teamed. The ball was blocked.
Michael gets involved and gets 2 more. He is averaging 44 points a game in this series. Quickly down the other end, Dawkins going up, got 5 first quarter. Scottie Pippen is back with the Chicago team, by the way. Michael Jordan's jumper won't go. Rebound battle for, still kept alive, and there's Michael trying to save it. He does inbound, but into the hands of Hersey Hawkins to Barkley. Barkley all alone for 2. Barkley.
The Chicago Bulls have been a team that's been able to come from behind, and they've done it with some aggressive inside play. Their bench has been extremely important for them tonight. They've got to shoot the ball well, and they haven't done that so far.
Rick Mahorn's jumper hangs on the rim and drops for him.
Rick Mahorn.
Mahorn's first 2 of the game. It's 11-4 Philadelphia. Michael changed his mind about the shot. Paxson has it. Scottie Pippen getting ready to check into the game now. Philadelphia 5 out of 10 from the field. Chicago only 2 out of 7. There's Michael. 3 out of 8 now. Well, we're looking to him early tonight, try to get a little more involved. Jordan for 2 more.
Jordan involved. Do his job and keep this team close. While everybody else is struggling, he has been sensational.
Johnny D on the other end. His first field goal, he has 3. It's a 15-8 Philadelphia lead. 7.5 minutes remaining first quarter. Hersey Hawkins, who has had some assignment this series, trying to guard that man, Michael Jordan. Jordan has 8 of Chicago's 10 points.
The nightmare with Jordan is when that perimeter game is on, you can't really come up on him because he goes by you. Jaminski misses close. Barkley.
Charles Barkley with 8 points. Dawkins with Paxson guarding him.
Dawkins trying to use his quickness and go by Jim Paxson and make something happen. Hersey Hawkins wide open.
Percy Hawkins.
They called it on Grant, not Pippen. Hawkins taking the jumper way off the mark. Rebound pulled away by Grant. Grant off to Paxson. Paxson front court, runs the Chicago break to Michael. Philadelphia is somewhat limited in the moves they can make in this series. Derek Smith's been unable to play. He's a question mark tonight. The starters have had to play a lot of minutes. Johnny Hawkins hits the jump shot. He has 5. And that lead is 7-point lead again with 5:15 remaining in this first quarter.
Of course, part of Chicago's strategy is to make the guard beat them, but with that kind of time, Hawkins and Dawkins should have a field day tonight. Horace Grant.
Wide open.
Against the Bulls as Scottie Pippen comes over the back.
Down it comes to Jaminski. His jump hook goes. Mike Jaminski with 4. And the ball comes back to Philadelphia.
Now, whoever Pippen's man is, they've got to go to the basket because there's a shot available. He's the double team. This time, Mahorn gets that jump shot to go in.
Philadelphia now 11 of 21 from the field. Chicago 7 of 14. So Philadelphia has taken 7 more shots. Cartwright along the baseline. That's his first field goal. He has 4. He is in there for Mahorn. Cartwright across to Michael. Scottie Pippen. Moves into the paint, takes the short jumper and hits it. Pippen's first field goal. He has 4. He comes away with it. Outlet pass to Barkley behind the back. Stolen by Jordan. Jordan starts it up the other way. To Scottie Pippen. 2. It's a 1-point Philadelphia lead.
Jordan with 2 big defensive plays at the other end. Gets his crowd on their feet.
Inside to Barkley. Barkley now with 10. That ends a string of 6 straight Chicago points. 27-24. Minute 10 remaining first. Around the pick set by Cartwright. Around it again. Into the paint. Fall away jumper. Goes to Michael. Under a minute to go in the first. Michael now 6 out of 9 from the field. Jaminski backs in against Cartwright.
Mike Jaminski.
He has 6. The lead back to 3.
Jaminski is most comfortable facing the basket, but with that much time, he's going to be able to go with his left or right hand. Got that shot to go against Cartwright.
Now Pippen tries to drive again and succeeds again. He has now scored 8 in this first quarter. And the Philadelphia lead a 1-point lead. Sixers have led all the way here in this first quarter by as many as 7.
A Cartwright man is a double team. That means Jaminski is going to be open if they can get the ball back to him. Ron Anderson.
He was open. Hits his jumper. His first 2 of the night. A 3-point Sixer lead. Bulls will play for a final shot here in the first. Paxson tries it. Won't go for him. Barkley the rebound. Barkley gets to midcourt. He launched it in time, but it won't go for him. So the Philadelphia 76ers took an early lead and have not relinquished it yet. We have completed 1 quarter of play in Game 5. It's Philadelphia 31, Chicago 28.
There's 2 factors involved in that, Pete. They need a more of a half-court game, and they need the Chicago Bulls to be a lot more compact in their offensive set. They haven't done that as Anderson shoots the ball over the top. The world that I'm the only guy that now picked the Lakers to win.
No, I've got to get you on that. I've got to get you on that. Scottie Pippen got hammered by Fulton. Pippen with a chance for a 3-point play. So he's got his stroke down. He hasn't missed yet. 35-32. Philadelphia by 3. 10.5 to go in the first half. Scottie Pippen looking for Michael. Finds him. Michael is left uncovered. And you never win when you do that. Neely battles Mahorn for the rebound and comes away to Hawkins. Hawkins over Michael. Yes. Percy Hawkins with 6. Now the Sixers have that lead back to 3.
And notice how much daylight there is between Hawkins and Jordan. Now, there's no way that he's going to have a chance to control him, particularly when the stroke is as true as this on the outside.
Ron Anderson gets it to Thornton. Thornton across to Mahorn. Almost stolen by Hodges. Almost a foul by Hodges. Anderson's baseline jumper. Boy, he's got that stroke of his going. He has come off the bench for 8 quick points, and Philadelphia up by 2. Pippen. Pippen with 12. To take over the lead for the first time tonight. They've had a couple of tie situations. Pippen much quicker than Thornton. Gets right around him.
Where has Scottie Pippen improved?
By Hawkins as he reaches the front court. Getting a little more physical underneath away from the ball. Pippen has Barkley on him now. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Not very good judgment that time, Steve, but there's King. Stacey King with his first field goal. Gives Chicago a 3-point lead. Foul's going to be called on Scottie Pippen. Dubinsky does get into the game. Dawkins. Looks for Charles. Barkley has Neely on him. Nice pass to Anderson underneath. Ron Anderson with 8 in the quarter, 10 in the game. A 1-point Chicago lead.
Good ball movement, good personnel movement, an easy opportunity. The 76ers are not a real good passing team. That was one of their best chances.
Pippen got around Barkley, lost the ball, but right into the hands of B.J. Armstrong, right back to Scottie Pippen. Leading by 3, and the Bulls went from being 1 down to 3 up with Michael not in there. Anderson has not missed. He is 5 of 5. Chicago lead. Neely sets the screen for Hodges. Drills his first shot ever. Greg Hodges with 2 in the second quarter. Will Perdue on the court now for the first time for Chicago. He has had 2 big games for the Bulls in the playoffs. One 15-point effort against Milwaukee, one 10-point effort. Anderson pulls it away to Dawkins. Barkley looking for Dubinsky. They want him to go to work on Perdue. He does. And Dubinsky has 8. And the Sixers have the lead back with 5:05 to go. King was blocked the first time, fouled the second time. 7 of the 9 from the free throw line. Dawkins gets around Hodges. Basket is good, and he got fouled by Craig Hodges.
The isolation, and again, they want Barkley to have a chance to make a play either on his own or inside. They double team him.
The horn. Only 3 seconds left to shoot it. Dawkins is going to have to force one up and drills it. Just beating the 24-second clock throughout this quarter. First miss of the night for Ron Anderson. Michael Jordan the rebound. Pulls up, hits the 15-footer. Anderson gets it in to Dawkins. Dawkins trying to get around Paxson, does, and it pays.
That's the kind of attacking attitude that Dawkins has to have. Knock the ball down from Stacey King on the double team.
For 2.
Here in this first half of play, in the second effort areas, it has been the Chicago Bulls that have been dominating the play.
Has the lead, 56-55, closing in on the 2-minute mark in this first half.
Isolation for Dawkins.
Dubinsky answers on the other end.
Cartwright is not a good passing center, but he's good working against a mismatch. He had
58-57, Chicago up by 1. A minute and a half to go in the half. Dubinsky will try from the same spot and hit it again. Dubinsky has 12. He can hurt you from out there if he gets hot out there.
That's a set play. They want to isolate and then allow the defense to react.
Bill Cartwright has come alive. 10 points in the half, Chicago by 1. See if they go back to Dubinsky out there again. This time it'll be Dawkins, and Dawkins drills it. This is 61-60. Philadelphia by 1 under a minute to go in the half. Underneath Michael. Jordan delayed, back to Chicago.
I wanted him to realize he's still in his house. He's got a big period going as well. 9 in a period, 21 on the night.
Bulls by a 1, 40 seconds to go in the half. And the foul is going to be called on John Paxson. Back to Scottie Pippen, trying to get it into Cartwright, tipped away by Jerminski. Here's Dawkins trying to beat Michael. Stripped away by Jordan, recovered by Pippen. Unbelievable defense from an unbelievable player. The Bulls playing for a final shot. They turn it over.
So they've got to make a couple of quick passes and try to get the ball in the air, or one long pass. Here it comes.
And it comes to Mahorn. Mahorn will launch one. Won't go. Pippen pulls away the rebound, and the horn sounds end the half. We are at halftime at Chicago Stadium. It's been a seesaw affair, but the Sixers are holding on to a 1-point lead, 63-62.
That's what Jim Latham is trying to do right now, encourage his team. They did everything right except get the rebound and push it out. They throw it out of bounds. Chicago reloads for another opportunity.
Only 6 turnovers for the Sixers. Michael Jordan, 23 points. Chicago 1 win away from meeting Detroit. Philadelphia needs to win it to take it back to Philadelphia. That's for 3 from Scottie Pippen. He has 19. And the Bulls have a 4-point lead. That is their biggest lead of this ball game. Jerminski trying to find that hot spot out of the top of the circle.
For Jerminski and Chicago, normally you want to see some sort of cut to the basket as John Paxson took a real tough shot in the corner.
It comes back to Paxson. He tries to get by Dawkins and dishes off underneath to Grant.
Toughen it up, and they've really given Paxson some help off the ball.
The Bulls have just turned it over for the 7th time. Philadelphia down by 4. Hersey Hawkins has not been heard from much tonight. Jerminski left uncovered. Couldn't get it to fall. Another rebound for Horace Grant. His 5th. Off to Michael Jordan. For 3. 26 points for Jordan. Chicago leads by 7. Timeout, Philadelphia.
In the perimeter.
Michael gives to Pippen. Scottie Pippen open for the jumper. He has 5 in the quarter, 21 in the night. It's a 9-point Chicago lead, and Philadelphia better get something going. Mahorn almost had that one stolen away from him. Hersey Hawkins watches one from outside. Wouldn't go. Kept alive by Grant. Loose ball picked up by Hersey Hawkins. Johnny Dawkins dishing off to Barkley. He couldn't handle it. A turnover gives it to Grant. Grant to Michael. Shovels it to Paxson.
The team in white has been the aggressor here since the second half has started. They dominated play at both ends of the floor.
Another turnover. Paxson to Jordan. Listen to this place.
Want to extend the season for the Philadelphia 76ers. He's got to start making things happen.
And you called it when they called that first time out. You said this game could be over in the next 4 minutes unless somebody like Charles Barkley just baskets into the first quarter. He now has 12. Jordan has Anderson on. He'll take the jumper over him and hit it. To a 6-point game. So Philadelphia chipping away at that Chicago lead. Added up to 11. Pippen has Barkley on him. Barkley seems to be all over the place on either end of the court right now. Pippen left unguarded for a moment, launches and hits one from the top of the circle. Half to go in the 3rd.
One of the reasons that Chicago's had so much success from the outside as we look at Dawkins' work for Rick Mahorn, they have a lot of daylight between themselves and the defenders. So they try to shoot the ball on the move in order to shut down that accuracy.
Chicago by 6. Scottie Pippen having himself some kind of night. Brings the ball down, closing in on the 2-minute mark in the 3rd. See if they give Michael a breather here. If he's able to convert here, Stacey King for 2 more. Stacey King has 7 assists, Michael Jordan that time. Bulls by 9, a minute 50 left in the 3rd. Nearly Barkley say earlier today, I can't jump, but if I keep a body on my man, neither can he.
They double on Barkley. There's pressure all over the place. You see the Bulls nearly make the steal. 6 on the shot clock.
Hersey Hawkins takes it and hits the three-pointer. And that is the first field goal for Hersey three-pointer with time running out of the shot clock. 85-79 Chicago. B.J. Armstrong. Chicago lead. Bulls will play for a final shot here in the third. Mostly baby Bulls on the court now. B.J. Armstrong had his shot blocked from behind by Dawkins. And that'll do it. Quarter number 3 has come to an end. Chicago could be just 12 minutes away from a meeting in Detroit. It's 89-81. Going to the fourth. Now scored by 10 points in the fourth quarter. In the series, 31-21. Hersey Hawkins tries to get him going in this fourth quarter.
Out of bounds. They ended up turning the ball over with the foul.
Stacey King to B.J. Armstrong. A little short. There's Michael for 2 more. Jaminsky couldn't get it to go. Neely the rebound.
One shot. That's what they're getting. And then they run the other way. Stacey King.
Barkley's going to check back in.
The tone for the second half of play was set by the Bulls at the start of the third period, and they have made it real difficult for the 76ers to get the scoring opportunities that they want. Jaminsky gets that one, but again, it's from the outside.
So, over Anderson. Looks like he's turned it up a notch in this fourth quarter, as he's been doing throughout this series. 95-85. 24 in the fourth in one game of this series. Dawkins keeps wanting to get that foul call. He got that foul call.
Barkley so far out on the floor. Barkley over the top.
Wouldn't go. Rebound Jordan. Chicago with a 10-point lead. 95-85 Michael. He's taking over. Could put him away with Barkley on the bench. 99-87, 8:18 remaining. Mahorn got a little fancy Dan dribble behind the back. It's stolen by Armstrong to Scottie Pippen.
Back the other way.
That shot is short. Another Chicago rebound. You're right, Steve. They are really having to work. And the shots they're taking, not particularly good ones.
They're all deep out on the perimeter. It's tough unless you shoot that high percentage like they did in that first half to stay close in the ball game. Another breakdown.
Grant with 12. Timeout, Philadelphia. 7.5 minutes remaining. It's 103-87. Hawkins, Anderson, Mahorn, Dawkins, and Barkley's back in there playing with 5 personals.
And they're willing to give Barkley all of those perimeter shots. They are inside, giving them one opportunity. Grant at the well.
Got fouled. They want a rematch with the Detroit Pistons. It looks like they're going to get one. 105-89. Mahorn couldn't get it to fall. The tip is good by Rick Mahorn. He has 8. But it's still a 14-point Chicago lead with just over 6 to go.
They got to be able to force some turnovers.
It's unbelievable. Anytime a man's been open, either Michael or B.J. teams points now for Horace Grant, a 16-point Chicago lead.
In order for a trap to be effective, the guy has got to get there. And what Chicago's done is move the ball before the double team. Mahorn again.
Well, B.J. and the first 24 on the clock. Scottie Pippen finds Michael. Now Chicago using a little clock. Open is Grant for 2 more. Pressure. Cartwright. Barkley had to go around him. He's playing with 5 fouls for the Chicago rebound. Grant to Scottie Pippen. They are putting on another fourth quarter clinic. 111-93.
The 2 things have happened. They've taken the 76ers out of it at the offensive end. The 76ers don't have the kind of defensive pressure that turns the ball over.
with 6 seconds left in the shot clock again before they can find an open man. Ron Anderson.
Field goal and hope that they can catch up that way. Dawkins steal.
For the steal, it's 111.95. Down it comes to Anderson. Anderson lays in 2 more. B.J. Armstrong getting some significant minutes in this game. Scottie Pippen to Grant. Armstrong left uncovered, hits the open jumper. 7. Bulls leading with 1:52 to go. No timeout. Dawkins. Anderson launching one from out in three-point country. Won't go. Nobody underneath. But Chicago Bulls now. The Sixers know they're beaten. They're closing in a minute 34.
Well, Pete, I think they knew they were beaten in the first 4 minutes of the third period as Jim Lynam now begins to send some people in the ballgame.
He's got Leonard Copeland getting ready to check in. Cartwright going up. Got foul by Mahorn.
A great job of helping them get to the top of the Atlantic Division, but they ran across the team.
Cartwright hits them both. He has 12. A minute 20 to go. This place is going to be up for grabs very soon. Payne. Nymphius is in there. Scott Brooks. Brooks going to drive. Look at Chicago. They're still playing defense and still rebounding.
They're relentless. They don't want to give them anything, and they have got them at a number 97, which they seem to want to hold. We're down to 58 seconds in time.
Armstrong is going to dribble some time off the clock. John Cartwright. Grant is in a big game tonight again. Rebound is out of bounds off Payne. Chicago group. B.J. Armstrong. No. King couldn't hold on to the rebound. We had a whistle.
Enough help from his friends tonight. Anderson had a huge ball game, but they didn't get anything from Rick Mahorn, and you see the look on Jim Lynam's face as he has resigned to what is going to happen here for them this year.
Always a very difficult moment to get this far. Very empty feeling. We're closing in on 30 seconds. We're going to lay out and let you listen to the Chicago Stadium crowd as the Bulls are headed for Detroit. San Antonio. If San Antonio wins that one,
It's the nature of a coach. Once they win a game, it's a short chance to celebrate because they got to worry about the next opponent.
Let's just listen to this crowd. Chicago has won this best-of-7 series 4-1, holding Philadelphia to just 36 second-half points. We'll be back.
Definitely one of the stars of the game. And Scotty, you played a very aggressive ball game. What was your mental attitude coming into this ball game?
My mental attitude was basically come off the bench and sort of spark the team up. Coach Jackson had talked to me early this morning and told me that he may go with States in the lineup. So, it was fine with me. And, I was able to come off the bench and do what I want to do to help the team.
Well, I know that you had been away for your father's funeral. Did you dedicate this ball game to him tonight?
Well, yeah, I definitely dedicated, and I will be dedicating the rest of the season to him.
Well, I know that you guys want these Detroit Pistons. Do you think you've graduated and you're ready to play against them?
Well, yeah, this is something that we've waited on a long time, and we got here last year and played against this team, and they was able to win, and I think we've got better than where we were last year, and this year we're going to come out and play them a little bit more aggressive, and we're going to come with all we got.
All right, the Pistons are noted for their defense, and you guys played some real aggressive defense. Can you maintain that kind of intensity against the Pistons?
Well, I think we can. We got 3 days before we play, so we get our rest and just take one game at a time.
Look at this guy. You think he needs any more rest? Let's go back to Pete Van Weer.
Okay.